Up first, I found a game called Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day for the Game Boy Color. As a kid who grew up without cable, I actually really liked Arthur and I watched it all the time. There wasn't really a whole lot of other options. But this show will always have a really special place in my heart. Heck, I still remember the entire theme song by heart. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day, where you can learn to work and play, and get along with each other. I could definitely continue with that, but I guess I'll spare you guys this time. I can't imagine that an Arthur game for the Game Boy Color would be very good, but hey, as the song says, you gotta listen to your heart, listen to the beat. Let's play it! Alright, Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day, here we go! Well, for starters, it's pretty ugly. I'm not so sure about this puke green background here. And looking at Arthur on this roller coaster, I think he's seen better days. Although he still looks better than he does in the books. Ugh. And wait, what's that? Music by Tommy Tallarico? I know that guy. He's the guy from the Electric Playground. Tommy, you were dead wrong about the Nintendo DS. It's the second best-selling console of all time right under the PS2. And where did the PSP end up? Oh wow, 8? That's actually not that bad. We'll call it a draw this time, Tommy. But I'm watching you. We start off on this little map of Elwood City. It looks like we can select different games from here by clicking on different buildings and areas, so let's just start with Arthur's house. It looks like a little basketball minigame. Easy enough, I'm sure. Wow, Arthur's got quite the arm for an 8-year-old. Let's just step back a bit further and see how that goes. Steph Curry! Dang, are you kidding me? Just look at that strength! Arthur's a beefcake confirmed. I eventually got the hang of it. It wasn't too hard, and every time Arthur makes a shot, he gets real happy. After you make 10 shots, you get a star on this Wonderworld free pass voucher. It looks like we need 16 stars, and if we get all of them, I guess we win the game or something. So let's check out the next game. I don't get it. Now we're delivering newspapers. Arthur's putting that beefy arm to good use. And just look at these curves on his throws. Forget basketball, I think Arthur's got a future in baseball. All right, another star in the books. Determined to live up to the name of the game and have the absolute most fun day ever to be had, Arthur wants to go everywhere. He wants to go to the library, he wants to visit his grandma, he wants to see the Taj Mahal, Hyrule Field, the final boss of Black Temple, and even the fiery pits of hell. If it exists, Arthur wants to go there. Eventually, I ran out of games to play, but I still needed a lot more stars to fill up my pass. It was at this point that I realized it doesn't even matter which game you do. You can do the same game over and over and get a star for it each time. So I just played air hockey with Buster a whole lot because it's the only game that is even almost equivalent to fun. And in the process, I even mastered my special signature shot, the glitchy corner shot. I'm telling you, it's legit. And we finally got our voucher filled. Why a theme park would give free tickets to kids for playing air hockey at an unaffiliated arcade and making a few hoops on their household basketball goal, I have no idea. But hey, I'm not complaining. But I will complain about this theme park. It sucks. The games range from incredibly easy to practically impossible. For example, I mastered this skee-ball game on my second shot and then got the highest score possible on every following shot. And the only reason I didn't get a perfect score on the first shot was because it didn't show me what I was aiming at. And despite it looking fairly simple, I could not hit anything on this knock the clown into the water game. I take back what I said about Arthur playing baseball because this is a pretty pathetic display. Okay, the game's not that great, but the real problem here is Arthur. Why does he have to insert himself in everyone's lives? Don't you think that's a bit arrogant? Maybe the brain wanted to sort these books by himself. Maybe Francine would like to take a shot every once in a while. And maybe, just maybe, Buster would like to win a freaking air hockey game. Oh, but no, the game's called Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day. I'd hate to rain on Arthur's parade. Hey everybody, Arthur's having fun. Good for Arthur, right? What a freaking jerk.
Oh no.
What else do we got? Arthur's thinking games? Another Arthur game. I freaking love Arthur! Arthur! What the heck is up with this song? They made a game about a show with the best intro theme ever made. And instead of using that, they went with this? Arthur. Okay, I think it's frozen. Okay. After a few hours, I finally got it working. Seriously, I spent hours getting Arthur's frickin' thinking games to work properly. I need to rethink my life.
Let's go drenched.
Okay, well, I got it mostly working. They also interrupt each other from time to time.
It's a great day for
the park.
The best part is I think I'd rather be at the mall. I'm always click on someone to play with.
Don't test me, Arthur. You may be my favorite, but I am not a very stable man. Okay? It may not be perfect, but it's as good as I can do. And anything's better than that looping audio from before, just trust me. Okay. So we've got 5 characters standing around in a park, and each one has their own game to play. First, let's try DW's. There's a dragon in the castle, and in order to get rid of him, she wants us to hit him with
water balloons. Click on the green button to start firing.
Yep, that's all there is to it. Pretty simple. Although aiming the catapult is not that simple, it's pretty hard actually. It has the tendency to just slam over to the left or right side, regardless of how quickly you tap the mouse. But eventually you get lucky and fire!
Good for you!
That was fun. Thanks, DW.
Now let's try Buster.
Help me find Arthur's tons of ancient.
Okay. This one doesn't seem to work for me. Every time I open it, the sound cuts out completely. And then we've got... jeez. I've watched, I think, literally every episode of the show at least 5 times growing up, and I still can't remember this girl's name. How about... Harrietta? Yeah, sure, why not?
Come along and make some music. Let's play.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. What did I do? What did I do? Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop.
I like that.
And last but not least, we've got Mr. Ratburn. Just kinda creeping over here in a park for kids. Best not to dwell on this for too long. Ratburn's game is not a game at all. It's a quiz. I'm not falling for your crap, Ratburn. This game may be ages 5 and up, but I assure you I'm way closer to the up. I'm more in the up air. I'm in the up range. I'm 26. I'm also not really buying these lines from Arthur either.
Wow, who's playing?
Come on, Arthur, where's the enthusiasm? Wow, Arthur. That was so good. Unsurprisingly, this game is not that interesting, but I did find it amusing that Muffy couldn't get a single answer right.
What shape has 3 corners?
Line? A line? You're lucky your family earns 95% of the income in Elwood City because you're not getting too far in life with your intellect, clearly.
Line, line, line.
Good job.
Let's try another.
What at all?
What?
What at all? What at all?
What at all?
Well, I know I'm not going with Muffy's answer, so... circle?
Circle. Excellent, Francine.
Yes! A circle! I knew it! I used the force and I knew it! Take that and eat it with your breakfast, Ratburn! Your game sucks!
Okay.
Hey kid, you're good.
I work with money for a living. What is my job?
A fireman.
A fireman.
Line.
Yo, have you heard that having fun isn't hard?
When you've got a library card.
Arthur's Computer Adventure. This game is based off one of the TV episodes named Arthur the Wrecker, which I have to say is a much worse name. It's part of a series called Living Books, which are basically interactive audiobooks. I have the actual book, Arthur's Computer Disaster, as well, but we're gonna stick to the game version because, well, I'm a little lazy, you see. Read to me, game! Do my bidding! Apparently, Arthur has a new computer game that he is super stoked for, called Arthur's Computer Adventure. Deep Dark Sea. It's called Deep Dark Sea.
You search for sunken treasure but you've got to watch out for dangerous sea creatures, pirates, skeletons, and ghosts.
That sounds like fun. I'm so excited.
Okay, you are, but...
Arthur, why? After finishing his dinner, he gets on his mom's computer and plays it for a while.
Time for bed,
said Dad.
But Dad, I almost found the thing.
Arthur, I don't think you want to find the thing. I've seen that movie, and it was scary.
When I find the thing, I can win stuff.
Again, I really don't think that's what happens when you find him. I remember a lot of people dying, a head with spider legs, just blood everywhere.
That's the thing! I found it!
Actually, that would be a fairly interesting direction for this story. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but it would be interesting. Let's just see what happens. Similar to Humongous Entertainment games, after the page has been read, you can click on stuff and watch little things happen. While most of it is just random nonsense, the sheer amount of things you can click on is pretty impressive. Hey Arthur, good luck playing your game with these bunny shoes on the screen. Got him! There's even little games hidden on the page from time to time, like this helicopter game. You drop water balloons on the targets, and you also drop firefighters who... Rescue me! Instantly need rescuing for some reason? Okay, it may not be a great mini game, but hey, I don't remember Putt-Putt doing anything like this, so step up your game, PP!
Sorry, boys,
said Mom.
it's tax season. I need my computer all day.
Just then, the phone rang. It was for Mom.
I have to run to the office,
she said.
And don't touch my computer.
Mom doesn't want us using her computer, even though she's not gonna be here. So obviously we're not gonna listen because she's just being selfish. Jars? Could you stop doing that? I'm trying to say something here. Oh yeah, also Buster came. Let's play.
Arthur loaded the game.
Obviously, they break the computer because they're stupid, and now they've gotta fix it before Arthur's mom gets back. They decide to ask their friend, the Brain, for help, so they go find him skipping stones in a river. They then awkwardly stare at him for a couple minutes while I click everything on the screen. The Brain ends up not being able to fix it, and they can't afford to pay someone to fix it either, so they have no choice but to wait for Mom to get home and see what happened.
No computer games for a week,
said Mom.
That's the end of my story. Come back and see me again. Bye!
Well, we may not be allowed to play computer games anymore, but we can still play this because it's on the PlayStation, which is not a computer. Take that, Mom!
Welcome to Arthur Ready to Race.
All right, I need a name. How about number 1 Arthur fan? I love you, Arthur! I love you so much! Wait, what the heck happened to him? Why do they all look so weird?
Hey, what's this? It's an ad for the Elwood City Race Day. What are we waiting for? Let's go take a look. Wow! Look at this. Oh, yeah!
Okay, let's race!
Go!
Ignoring the fact that this barn is attached to a boxcar racing course that goes seemingly all the way through Elwood City, and the annoying squeak sound effect that plays every time you so much as tap the D-pad.
Woohoo!
This is actually kind of fun. I mean, it'd be nice to actually race against other people, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. All right, Arthur, you did it!
I have misgivings about the car's structural integrity.
That would have been nice to know before I rolled down that entire course. Let's try working on our communication skills a bit, okay, Brain? Thanks. So Francine and the Brain want to make a new car. They worked really hard on these amazingly detailed car plans here. And all we have to do is literally everything. This is where the bulk of the game comes in, what the back of the box generously refers to as adventure-style gameplay. What it really means is running around like an idiot through the neighborhood and doing chores for people, which all involve running around like an idiot some more. You can also go into a few different stores and buildings that have incredibly out of place and creepy looking people inside them.
Hey Arthur, can you help me?
This one looks like a Lego. The rest of them kind of look like NPCs from the third Zelda CDI game. Most of them are pretty forgettable, but then there's the joke shop.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Tommy.
Tommy who?
The donut I ate is in my Tommy.
Let's do something else.
And now, where's Monster? When I was little, I used to think that there was a monster in the closet, but now I know there's no such things as monsters.
No lie, when I was a kid, I used to believe that my stuffed animals were alive, but obviously that isn't true.
I used to think that a basketball was a bouncing orange. Now I know orange is an orange and a basketball is a basketball.
Whoa, 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 slow down, slow down. You said a basketball and an orange. You know what? Skirt!
Space station claw with pipe cleaner people.
The space station made from paper plates.
The X-Star Thruster 98.
The Interstar.
If I was in this class, I think it's safe to say that I would be hanging out with these kids. Oh no, Captain Picard! We're being attacked by Darth Vader! We gotta get the Triforce from the Power Rangers! Wait, what happened? It broke!
Acting is like pretending. The giant's gone!
Well, oh man! I gotta go! I gotta go find, you heard it! I gotta go find it!
And now, back to Arthur!
Games. Okay, I got everything we needed for the car. I skipped ahead a bit, but don't worry, you didn't miss anything interesting. We ran through a graveyard and were attacked by literal ghosts, and you still didn't miss anything good. Wow, a new car! Just look at the speed on this thing, so fast. Oh man, this is great!
Ouch! Watch out! Hey! Whoa! That was some great racing. Bionic Bunny, please help me. I need a faster car.
Wait, we're making another car? Why? What was the point of the last one we just made? Everyone seemed pretty pleased with it yesterday.
Hey, that looks great.
Good job, guys! Gosh, Arthur, even you might be able to qualify with this car.
What is this, a new car every day? How many races are there? You know what? I quit. How about that? I quit. So far, the games have been pretty good. And by that, of course, I mean only the first one, because Ready to Race was pretty trash.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Aaron.
Aaron who?
Aren't you done finding those cars?
Hopefully our last game, Arthur's Camping Adventure, is closer to the former than the latter. Mr. Ratburn is taking some of his class, and DW for some reason, on a camping trip so that they can view the wildlife or something. Everything is going pretty well until
we'll just... Whoops! Ow! I seem to have twisted my ankle.
So we set up a tent for him to rest a while and leave him with DW.
Don't worry, Mr. Ratburn. I'll take care of you.
Whoops, sorry.
But not only is Mr. Ratburn hurt, our food bag has been stolen and our radio doesn't work either.
I've got an idea. It's something my dad told me about. We could climb to a really high place and then use a mirror and sunlight to flash a signal in Morse code.
Okay, sure, I guess.
That's an option. Or, with the right parts, I could fix my radio. Then we could use it to call for help.
Another
much better
idea! I have a suggestion, Arthur. Why don't you go fly a kite?
Good one? You really got me there, Francine. So we can go with Binky's dumb idea, Francine's really dumb idea, or we can go with a guy whose name is The Brain. Let's see here. Him.
Great, a radio it is.
On second thought, though, after looking over this list of things he needs to fix the radio, I'm not sure if this plan is particularly plausible either. But well, I've made my choice and I'm sticking with it. And also, this is a video game about Arthur, so I don't think it's going to be very hard regardless.
Let's get going, Buster!
Speaking of not being very hard, one of the pieces we need is on the very next screen, just sitting right there on the ground. So I guess I was right. Then shortly after that, we find a magnet in a bird's nest, some wire on a dirt path, and the food bag being guarded by some kind of monster? How about we cut his head off with this saw?
I don't think that's going to work.
Ah, dang! It was worth a try. You know, now that I think about it, this whole thing is getting pretty dangerous.
Oh no! Whoa! No! Whoa!
Hold on, why are we using this log to cross the river when it's so shallow that we can just walk through it? What? What are you doing? Go back! You were right there, Arthur! You were right at the...
A hedgehog is a small, noisy animal with hair that grows in stiff, spiky spine. If it is endangered, a hedgehog
goes fast! Arthur and Buster then steal a bunch of things from private property, and before you know it, we've got all the things we need to repair Brain's radio. They grab the food as well and then head back to camp. The Brain fixes it, they call for help, and then my favorite Arthur character, Mustache Guy, comes to save the day by telling some ghost stories.
How about we build a campfire and tell some scary stories?
Oh no.
Some people think a creature roams these woods at night looking for food. They say it's big, hairy, and very scary. They call it squish squash because the only sound the animal seems to make is squish squash. Squish squash. I heard that it will eat anything. Anything but peanut butter, that is. It hates peanut butter.
Huh. Well, that's a relief. What a beautiful day. I've gotta do a video. Oh, oh, oh. Hey everybody, I'm Peanut Butter Gamer, and welcome to my channel where I talk about video games, do hacking stuff, top 10s, and occasionally talk about Arthur for absolutely no reason. I hope you like the video.
I do.
If you've been subscribed to me for a while, you probably already know that I watched a lot of Arthur as a kid, and still to this day, unironically enjoy it. In fact, I've seen almost every episode of the first 15 seasons. But there exists an Arthur movie that not only have I never seen, I hadn't even heard about it until now, Arthur's Missing Pal. You'll notice at the top of the box here it says Arthur stars in his first movie, which is a very bold claim, considering it's not true. This movie came out in 2006, but Arthur's real first movie, Arthur's Perfect Christmas, came out in the year 2000, and it is, for the record, a classic, and I watch it every year, so I don't appreciate it being brushed under the rug. Arthur's Missing Pal. It's strike number 1 already. I was gonna throw it, but I guess we should wait and see if it's good. Let's go ahead and watch it now. The movie starts off with Arthur sleeping on his bed with Pal, both on top of, not under the blankets, by the way. I don't know if that's a personal preference for Arthur, maybe it's really hot outside, or more than likely they just didn't feel like animating it properly. I'm gonna go with that one, I think. And while we're on the subject of the animation, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this over with. I grew up watching the show when it used the classic hand-drawn animation style, but once the show reached the 16th season, they switched to a newer flashed-based format. While I personally prefer the old hand-drawn style, the flashed-based animation is still aesthetically pleasing. But this movie clearly did not use either of those animation styles. It used whatever this is. Creepy baby face style. If this music playing right now is any indication, then there's something really intense going on during these opening credits. I'm just not really sure what it is. Somebody's planning on assassinating Arthur? I guess. Sweet. Maybe this movie's gonna be better than I thought. Well, whatever's going on, Arthur is completely oblivious to it and goes about his daily routine of giving his dog, Pal, his medicine and breakfast.
Okay, Pal, you'll get your breakfast.
You lie! He never actually gives Pal his breakfast because he gets interrupted by Buster.
Where have you been? Everyone's waiting.
What are you talking about?
Did you forget about the super duper greatest ever ultimate water balloon fight? It's today.
You're right, I forgot. How could I?
Well,
yeah, seriously, how could you? I thought you were cooler than this. Look, if I'm gonna be repping you, you need to be on top of all the latest goings on. Don't you make me look a fool, Arthur Reed. I mean it.
Come on, let's go.
Then everyone storms out of the kitchen one after the other, leaving Pal alone, sad, and utterly breakfastless. Hashtag pray for Pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's ultimate water balloon fight. Here, in round one, it's
Wait, hold on. At first she's holding the camera selfie style, but then she turns without flipping the camera back into the right direction. What's up with that? You thought I wouldn't notice that continuity error right there, but unfortunately for the people who made this movie, I'm a real stickler for those kinds of things. While Arthur and his friends are having fun outside, we get a pretty depressing scene of Pal moping around and slowly realizing that his master doesn't give a crap about him. So naturally, as any rational person or dog would in this situation, he decides to drink his pain away. But unfortunately, that doesn't end up helping anything because drinking too much only makes him need to pee, which then causes him to have even more flashbacks of Arthur verbally abusing him.
Not on the rug. Do your business outside. Outside.
Meanwhile, back in Arthurland, the water balloon war continues.
Any sign of Target Foxtrot? All clear. Except for that pizza delivery boy.
Okay, so the brain is their guy in the chair trope. I get it, I'm following. But what I'm not following is how the heck does he have this many camera angles? All we can see is the camera on his house, but apparently he also has a camera on some random car following people down the street, on a tripod just sitting in the middle of Arthur's yard, and on the ground right in the middle of the sidewalk. She even runs right over it with her bike. How the heck is she not seeing these?
Pizza boy is Francine! Repeat! The pizza boy is Francine!
The pizza boy is Francine? Oh no! The pizza boy is Francine! The pizza boy is Francine! Why won't anybody listen to me? Why? Oh, no! Oh wait, it was amazingly obvious, never mind. Arthur is all set up to outsmart Francine, but Pal ruins everything by needing to pee. What did I tell you about having needs, Pal? Cut it out. And in the process, gives away his hiding spot.
Pal! Oh, no!
Oh, yeah! Oh, man, that was a good one. Bad boy,
said Mom.
I need a victory shot!
Muffy, did you ever turn the freaking camera back in the right direction? Just forget it.
Just when Francine was right there, Pal started scratching on the glass and then... Uh-oh, I forgot to take Pal for his walk.
That's not all you forgot, Arthur. Freaking Arthur, who even likes that guy? I freaking love Arthur! Probably nobody important. So Arthur runs home to take Pal for his walk, only to find that Pal is missing. Oh, I get it. It's because of the name of the movie. They thought they could sneak it past me, but I'm real smart. Yeah. Then we're treated to a long montage bit set to music where all the kids help Arthur search for Pal. These montage scenes happen fairly often, and I can't help but feel that they're a sort of cheap way of filling time for what's already a decently short movie to begin with. As of right now, we don't really know what happened to Pal, but the last we saw of him, he was about to fall into a flushing toilet. Now, I'm not really sure if we're supposed to actually believe that Pal was flushed down into the sewers or not, but I really doubt it, because not only would that be impossible, it would also make him be dead. But hey, what do I know? Maybe this movie gets really dark and Pal actually is dead. I guess we'll just have to keep watching to find out. What? I'm confused.
Bad dreams, strange dreams, all kinds of dreams.
I had a dream that dead zombies were chasing me.
There's no such thing as dead zombies because all zombies are dead. That's what's known as a colloquial redundancy, which is usually defined as the use of two or more words that mean the same thing. Also, you really need to work on that drawing. It's leaving a little bit to be desired. I know I know you're trying this. So I'm proud of you. Keep at it. Keep at it. Okay, keep at it.
Dreaming a dream that lasts all night.
I had a dream that I was walking with my parents when suddenly they disappeared in a cloud of colorful smoke.
I had a dream that I was on this TV show and they were asking me questions and I was answering the questions and they wouldn't stop asking me questions and I told them I don't want to answer any more questions. I don't want to answer any questions anymore. I don't want to answer questions.
Terrible. Terrible.
Who do you call the Dream Busters?
You can tell some of these kids are like, all right, I'll do your chant thing, I'll do this song, but there's no way I'm doing that Ghostbusters chant at the end. Like, they're just not having it. This kid on the left in the gray shirt, though, this kid, you can tell this was all his idea. He's way too into it.
And now, back to Arthur.
Missing Pal. It's that video I was doing. Remember? It's a thing. Actually, hold on a second. I know that this video is not about this actual episode of Arthur, but directly after that, and now a word from us kids segment, there is this kid here who is clearly a Pal, a human version of Pal. That kind of disturbs me a little bit. It brings up the question that I always have. All the kids and people in Arthur are animals. So why is it that Pal is a dog, while someone like Binky is a bulldog that can walk and talk? It's super weird. What's up with that? That's what I want to know. It keeps me up at night. I legitimately have been up late at night the past few weeks thinking about this. Well, it turns out that Pal is not dead. Personally, I think it would have been a bold, creative decision to kill him off, but what can you do? Not only is he alive and well, he's also having a whole lot of fun and not missing Arthur in the slightest. He even gets his own happy montage scene.
It's fun to be footloose and free. It's fun to just cut loose and see.
All right, Pal, catchy music and everything, but that was one of the worst hopscotch performances I have ever seen in my life. Get out of here with that. You get 0 points. I have to say, I'm actually rooting for Arthur to not find Pal at this point. Not only has he proven to be a terrible dog owner, Pal is clearly way happier without him. You know, it's been a while since we've heard from DW. What do you say we go see what she's up to?
Woohoo! I won! The sweepstakes just called!
DW.
Extravaganza! Yes!
DW.
Pal is missing? But how?
Mom!
DW, please.
Did you hear what I said? I won! The
Thank you.
What will I say? I won! Doesn't anybody care?
Yes, DW, of course we do, but Pal is missing,
said Mom.
No, DW! Nobody cares! Ow, my head.
Okay, what do we know so far?
We have no idea where Pal went. He has no collar, so nobody can identify him. I'm sorry, Arthur. It's my fault we can't find Pal. I'm a bad detective.
Why are you a bad detective?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why is Buster a bad detective?
'Cause I'm always wrong.
Well, that is a pretty good reason. Arthur and Buster then see Pal stuck inside an ice cream truck, but it drives away before they can catch him. At this point, the movie continues to jump back and forth between scenes of Arthur and Buster doing detective stuff and scenes with Pal living out his dream of freedom.
To be footloose and free, it's fun to just cut loose and sing.
Sweet, sweet freedom. He gets chased by the dogs we just saw, almost gets run over by a lawnmower, runs around in an ice cream factory owned by a guy who has the best mop you could ever see. Just look at that mop. I can't imagine looking at a better mop than that one. And he eventually gets picked up by this nice truck driver lady named Rosie.
You want to come with me, little guy? We'll see the whole country, even Washington, D.C.
Pal, I hate to break it to you, but nobody knows what means. You can't even understand it. You know what country this is? This is America. You speak American, or you get out. After learning of Pal's rescuer from the owner of the local diner, Arthur decides to give up the search.
You're just giving up? Come here. I want to show you something. This is the video Muffy gave me of the water balloon fight.
Yeah, so?
Watch. Pal, what's the matter with you? You wrecked everything. You always wreck everything. Sometimes I'd rather have any other dog in the world.
If I was directing this movie, it would have ended here. Pal is finally happy, Arthur's learned his lesson, and he's very, very sad. And deservedly so. He yells at his dog, forgets to feed him, let him out, and I didn't even mention all of the other stuff. He leaves him out in the hot sun, drags and chokes him with his leash, and the movie even hints that Pal has worms, which would imply that he's either letting him eat stuff that he shouldn't be eating, or he's neglecting him. Frankly, Arthur is the villain of this movie as far as I'm concerned. But of course, since there's no real justice in the world, that's not the actual ending. Oh no. No, Pal! Don't go back to them! Don't go back to Arthur! They're very bad! They're very bad people! No, Pal! No!
You and me and the stars up above are things that belong together. Things like you and me and the sun and the sky are things that go on forever.
Make sure if you have a dog that you are not a bad guy. Make sure that you give him food, cause if you don't he will die. Don't leave your dog in the sun or away he will run. Don't pull your dog with a leash. Seriously. What the heck, Arthur? That's abuse! Well, I guess I've rambled on about Arthur's frickin' missing pal for long enough now, so I guess I'll have to wrap it up.